Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am super excited because we're going to be reviewing the brand new Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Alright guys, I am so excited. So if you're familiar with my channel, you know I am a huge fan of Natasha Denona. So when this was released, I was so excited. So this is the brand new Glam Face Palette. This is a brand new size from Natasha. This is also her first ever, I believe, her first ever eye and cheek palette. And it does come in two versions. There is light and dark. I did pick up the light one just because I'm a very fair skin tone. This palette retails for $59 US, $75 Canadian. And this is available today, November 5th, on their website, Beautylish and Sephora. So let's talk about the actual palette. So this is the actual component. This is so beautiful. This reminds me of Patrick Ta. It reminds me of LYS. It's very, very beautiful. However, it's going to be very difficult to keep clean. So just keep that in mind. And let's open this up. This is a magnetic closure. So here is the open palette. So let me just read off some of the details. Okay, according to the website, this includes both eye and cheek essentials in universal neutral tones with 5 ultra pigmented eyeshadows and Natasha Denona's iconic buttery smooth formulas and 2 highlighting shades featuring a brand new formula that uses Japanese technology to deliver an extreme glow. This palette is perfect for traveling and for creating everyday looks on the go, designed with a luxurious, never-before-seen Natasha Denona exclusive packaging. It comes in 2 different tones with a lighter or darker shades to complement all skin tones. So, beautiful. So as I mentioned and as the description mentioned, this is definitely brand new packaging. It's the same on the back. It doesn't have the typical holes where you can pop out on the back and rearrange like she does on her eyeshadows. And just for comparisons, size-wise, it is the same length as a midi eyeshadow palette, but it's just a little bit shorter. You can see I'm already getting my fingerprints all over it. This is also made in Italy, which is just amazing for developing eyeshadows. That's the same as her eyeshadow palettes. And in my opinion, all of the best powder products come out of Italy. I don't know what they do. They're just so good. And I believe these are all new eyeshadow shades as well. And they're actually named just like they are in the Glam eyeshadow palette. So you've got inner corner, transition, crease, outer corner, and smoke. Super convenient, super user-friendly. This is a cream blush. I think it's a new shade. I was quite excited to see that it's not Daria, which she's already released in a previous face palette and also in liquid form. And then again, this is a brand new highlight in a brand new formula. So super, super exciting. This is also the first time we've seen her packaging have ND and Glam Face Palette. It is right into the packaging. It's slightly raised. And typically she has her name, but in this case it's just the ND, which I think is very cool. I think that's really nice branding. And then on the inside it has her name, which I also really like. And if you compare it to one of her previous face palettes, this is the Diamond and Blush palette. This is a much older one. I believe this has been discontinued. You can't get it anymore. But I mean, if you compare the 2 packaging, this looks very cheap and inexpensive. And this also just has blushes and highlighters. So I definitely think this is very exciting. And this is very on brand for, I guess, the times that we're in, honestly. I can definitely see people reaching for something like this. Let's get into putting this on the face. Alright, so I watched her tutorials on Instagram and she suggested going into the blush with a sponge, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, and it picks up quite easily on the sponge. I went in really lightly to begin with so I don't overdo it. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I do want a little bit more. That's gorgeous. And I absolutely love the effect I'm getting with the sponge. It's creating the most natural blushed look. That's gorgeous. Okay. And I love the tone of this blush. It actually looked a bit dark in the pan, but it's actually perfect. It's a very natural kind of blush shade. That is beautiful. And it's got a slight glow to it, but nothing major. It actually looks like there are some glitter particles and like very faint micro glitters in the blush. And I'm seeing that on my face. I don't mind though. That's a gorgeous blush, honestly. I'm not usually crazy about cream blush. Honestly, I am so bad about using cream blush. I don't normally like it, but this is so beautiful. Okay, I gotta stop. Okay, let's go into the highlighter, which is called Star Glow. And she says you can either apply this with a finger or with a brush. So on this side, maybe I'll go in with the brush. Whoa, okay. Okay, very blinding. Okay, and I actually got way too much right there. That's pretty though. I wonder if I can just clean up that. Oh yeah, that worked. That's gorgeous. That is a blinding highlight. Okay, let me try it with a finger on this side. Okay, also very beautiful with a finger. I'm finding I prefer it with a brush. Yeah, I prefer with a brush. However, it does look gorgeous still. Wow, okay. So far, the face products, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. All right, let's get into the eyeshadows now. I am still completely sent sideways by how much I like that blush. And if you don't like a really blinding highlight, you're probably not going to like the highlight in this palette. And it does have some micro glitter in it, so you know, and if you're not into glowy blush, you might not like this blush either. I just can't get over how natural it looks, and it doesn't. Wow, okay. Let's get into the eyeshadows. Let's get into transition first. I have already primed with my Milani eyeshadow primer as per usual and set it down with a little bit of powder. Once the look is done, I will show you guys some swatches. So the transition shade, so this is kind of like a nude pink. In the pan, I feel like it looks much more brown, but it's definitely more of like a nude pink, and then described on her website, that's exactly how she describes it. So that's kind of interesting. I like that though. I like that it's different. It's not like your standard, everyday, regular brown transition. So I do like that. Guys, I am not a huge fan of cream blush. I think there are good ones out there. I just don't tend to go crazy for them, but this one though, I'm sorry, I am so in awe over how much I like that blush. Okay, and as is common for Natasha Denona's shadows, that blended out so nicely. It created such a nice transition. Let's go into the crease shade. I am going to use all of the shades because there's only 5 of them. Okay, and this crease shade is described as a medium matte nude. I'm just gonna kind of circle on the outer corner and then just blend deeper into the crease. That's beautiful. They blended like right into each other. I'm so pleased with that. Okay. She definitely did not sacrifice her formula with this one, let me tell you, because these mattes are just an absolute dream. They're working together so well. I'm so happy. All right, I'm just gonna take the shade Smoke, which is a dark neutral brown, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I am just gonna smoke out that outer corner. Just provide some depth. I'm not gonna go crazy. I just want to give the eye some depth. I am loving the way these shadows are blending. I know I often talk about how Natasha has so many different textures. She has her cream to powder, she has, you know, her shimmer formulas, and they're also good, but I feel like we don't necessarily get enough of her neutral formula or her regular matte formula, because I love her eyeshadow palettes. I do. They're my babies in my collection, but this is what I want to play with every day. This really is a perfect palette for every day. I mean, I could have left it as is before I even went in with that smoke shade. I'm just going to go with a clean brush and clean up some of the edges just a little bit. This is such a beautiful everyday palette. Okay, I'm going to follow the instructions still. I'm going to take inner corner. I'm going to go up with a finger literally on the inner corner. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. Yeah, you don't even need to use these shimmers to create a pretty look. Like, you could just use the blush, throw in a couple of the matte shadows, and call it a day. Like, if you're going for an everyday kind of look. All right, just gonna add a little bit more on this side. Okay, let's go with the outer corner, and I'm just gonna take that on the outer 2/3. This is so pretty. Oh, that's beautiful. I feel like the shimmers are quite similar. Okay, I'm just gonna go back in with my crease brush and just kind of blend out. I think I just want to add a tad bit more of the inner corner shade, really give it some oomph. Okay, just lightly blending that shimmer into the smoke shade. That is so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna take a smaller brush and I'm just gonna smudge crease on my lower lash line just a little bit, not a lot, just a teeny tiny bit. I'm not even gonna go all the way across, I don't think. Just a little bit. And there was definitely a lot of fallout with those shimmers. So I will say that was probably the one thing that, okay, so I do have a bit of a glitter mess under my eyes, but all right, I'm just gonna pop off camera, do my mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. I am so pleased with how this came out, and so I am happy to say that my first impression of the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette is an absolute hit. So I'm gonna open it up so I'm not blinding you guys. This is gorgeous. I am so glad she tried this new concept. And I remember in an Instagram live, back when she was releasing the retro palette, she mentioned that she had another big release coming out in 2021, and it was going to be a new concept for the brand. And this really is a new concept, but it's so good. I was expecting to like this, but I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. So just gonna open this up. Let's talk about my overall impressions. The cream blush baffled me with how much I liked it. Again, I am not somebody who tends to reach for cream blushes. I just don't get excited about them. I mean, I have them. They're fine. I just don't get excited. This one though, I love it so much. The color payoff is beautiful. You can build it up, but it can also just give you a really natural blushed look. And I was just so pleased and impressed by it. The highlighter is blinding. So I will say that if you don't like a blinding highlight, you might not like this one. Let me show you some quick swatches of the eyeshadows. Again, I'm not a very good swatcher, so I do apologize, and my camera has some serious focus issues, but this is the shade Inner Corner, and it's beautiful. It's just like this beautiful champagne, kind of almost rose gold. And then this is the shade Transition, and it's this beautiful nude pinky brown. It doesn't swatch the very best, but that's okay. Crease is like a beautiful neutral brown as well. Super beautiful. Again, all very neutral, so really it will work well on all different skin tones. Outer Corner is a beautiful shimmery rose gold. Also absolutely gorgeous. And Smoke is a deep neutral brown. So it's also very, very pretty. It doesn't swatch well, but they blended so beautifully on the eyes, and at the end of the day, that is the important thing. This is some of her best formula, in my honest opinion, for eyeshadows. These shades all worked so well. The mattes really just blended themselves. And I'm a big fan of Natasha's shadows in general, but these just blended so beautifully. They are pigmented, but they're just gorgeous and they're so flattering. So I'm really, really happy about that. The shimmer's beautiful. They do have some fallout, I will warn you. So maybe do your eyes first if you're going into those shimmers. I got quite a lot of fallout. So that's just something to mention as well, but I really did enjoy using this. So again, you're gonna create a very neutral look with this palette. Again, it's not gonna be something super bold and out there, but it is totally a palette you could easily reach for every single day. Every day and be happy with it. It just, I mean, I could have stopped at the mattes and just had like a beautiful brownie everyday kind of look, and I could have carried on my way and I would have been happy. But I added the shimmers just to play with it. The shimmers are beautiful. And again, I am still blown away by how much I enjoyed that blush. I don't even like the blush in her diamond and blush palette as much. I am also glad she went with this much nicer packaging. I mean, yes, it is a nightmare to keep clean, but it's also just a lot more luxe than her previous palette. So I believe this one was quite a bit more expensive. You did get a lot more product with this, but again, it's just basic pink plastic packaging. You did get a really nice mirror with this one. You did get three cream products. I'm not dissing this one, but I am saying that this definitely provides a much more luxurious experience. And that's kind of what I've come to expect from Natasha Denona, especially at her price point. And I also think that $59 for this is a pretty fair price. I was definitely expecting it to be higher. I was definitely expecting the $65 price point at least. So $59 is quite fair. I am comfortable with that. It's still expensive. I don't know if I mentioned, but this does have an 18-month shelf life as opposed to a lot of her eyeshadow palettes, which are 24. That is likely just due to the cream blush. That being said, it could last a lot longer than that. So I'm also excited to keep playing with this highlighter because, again, it's like a new technology that's in it. So I'm very curious to keep playing with that. But overall, I think this is a beautiful palette. This is definitely something I'm very, very glad to add to my collection. I will definitely keep playing with this, and I'm so pleased I picked this up. This was absolutely worth my money, and with the Sephora sale on right now, it is a great time to pick it up. I'm just saying, it happened to release on the same day that the sale started. So if you're looking to pick this up, I would definitely pick this up. I don't think her release date was a coincidence, but I'm definitely in love with this so far. I will of course update you guys at the end of the month as I've played with this more, but so far I am very glad I picked it up. Alright you guys, so that is it for today. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun filming this one and playing with the new palette, but that is it for today. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. And that's it for me today. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!